On the surface, everything about Sukjit Singh and Ramandeep Kaur looked perfect. Sukjit, 34 years old, came from a wealthy Indian family and was respected in his community as a deeply religious man, someone always seen at the Gurdwara, volunteering and carrying himself with dignity. His wife, Ramandeep, 38, was raised in the UK. Beautiful, well educated, and the daughter of a successful businessman. Together, they seemed like the dream couple, two people who had chosen love, not an arranged marriage, and built a happy family with two young sons. But behind those smiles, expensive clothes, and family vacations, a storm was quietly brewing. To outsiders, their marriage seemed unshakable. Friends often said Sukjit was madly in love with his wife. He gave her everything she wanted, and maybe that was the problem. Ramandeep wasn't just ambitious, she was controlling, manipulative, and obsessed with luxury. She loved jewelry, clothes, attention, and Sukjit, blinded by love, gave in to her every demand. He was protective, she was persuasive, and the community whispered that Ramandeep was toxic, that she didn't follow traditions, that she was changing Sukjit in ways that didn't sit well with others. Still, no one could have imagined just how far she would go. In November 2015, the family went on holiday to Dubai, a trip that was supposed to be filled with joy, laughter, and family bonding. But that's when the betrayal began. There, in the home of Sukjit's closest childhood friend, Gurpreet Singh, a secret affair started. Gurpreet wasn't just his best friend, Sukjit called him brother. The families went out together, took photos, posted smiling pictures online, all while something unthinkable was happening behind his back. Ramandeep and Gurpreet were falling into a forbidden relationship. And this wasn't just about lust. Soon it turned into something much darker. After returning to the UK, the affair didn't end. Instead, the lovers grew bolder. Late-night messages turned into detailed discussions, and slowly, a horrifying plan began to take shape. Ramandeep wasn't thinking of divorce. She wasn't thinking of walking away. No, she was thinking of eliminating her husband. Why? For money. Sukjit had life insurance worth millions, assets, land in India, and with him gone, she would inherit everything and live freely with her new lover. But where could such a brutal crime take place without drawing too much attention? For Ramandeep, the answer was simple. In July 2016, Ramandeep convinced her husband to take the family to his mother's village in Uttar Pradesh. She even invited Gurpreet to join them, knowing that Sukjit trusted him blindly. For weeks, they lived like a happy family in the village house. But Sukjit began noticing the strange closeness between his wife and his best friend. He stayed quiet, watching, until finally, in August, he confronted Ramandeep. The truth came out. The affair was real. Betrayal cut him deeply. But instead of exploding in anger, he told her, "When we return to England, I'll end this. I'll take legal action." But he didn't know he wouldn't live to return. On the evening of the 2nd of September 2016, Ramandeep cooked a special dinner dal mixed with sedatives. Her husband and their youngest son ate it. The eldest, 9-year-old Arjun, wasn't hungry and asked for instant noodles instead. That small choice would change everything. As Sukjit lay drugged, Ramandeep suffocated him with a pillow. Gurpreet then took a hammer and struck him again and again. And as if that wasn't enough, Ramandeep sliced his throat, making sure there was no chance of survival. But what they didn't know was that little Arjun was wide awake. Terrified, Arjun pretended to sleep as he watched his own mother and his father's best friend kill the man who had raised him. The boy stayed frozen, his heart pounding, until the killers left the room. Then he ran straight to his grandmother's house nearby, crying, shaking, telling her everything he had just witnessed. At first, no one believed him, but the fear in his eyes was undeniable. His grandmother called the police. Police arrived hours later, too late to save Sukjit, but just in time to catch Ramandeep still inside the house. She tried to act innocent, blaming a burglar, but her son's testimony shattered her lies. Gurpreet fled but was caught at the airport, desperately trying to escape to Dubai. Investigators uncovered the full plot: the affair, the life insurance worth over £2 million, the assets Ramandeep hoped to seize. This wasn't just a crime of passion, it was a carefully calculated plan of greed and betrayal. The case shocked India and the UK. A mother accused of killing her own husband in cold blood, with her child as the key witness. Ramandeep's wealthy family pulled every string, spending thousands on lawyers and bail, claiming she was innocent, that it was all a setup. But the truth couldn't be buried. In October 2023, 7 years later, the trial finally ended. Gurpreet was sentenced to life in prison. Ramandeep sentenced to death by hanging. Her son, Arjun, now 16, testified against her. He told the court how he woke up that night, saw his mother smother his father, and lived with that memory ever since. He said he would never forgive her. Today, Ramandeep sits inside Shahjahanpur prison, one of the most overcrowded jails in India. From luxury handbags and fine jewelry, she now shares a filthy cell with 55 inmates, sleeps on the floor, and lines up for a bucket of cold water each morning. She claims she is innocent. She cries about her suffering. But the world sees her differently, as a woman who traded love and family for greed and betrayal. And while she awaits the slow turn of appeals, her children live with their uncle in London. Her eldest son, who once watched her every move with love, now says he never wants to see her again. And that is the chilling story of Ramandeep Kaur, the wife who betrayed her husband, the lover who betrayed his best friend, and the child who saw it all.